It is time now for the Muletrain News on this Monday, January the 19th, 2015, Martin Luther King Day here in America.
Funeral services for Mildred Redwine, the wife of Eugene Redwine, 92 years of age, of the Lasbuddy community, scheduled for 11 Monday morning at the First Baptist Church of Muleshoe, where she was a long-time faithful member, with her pastor, Dr. Stacy Connor, officiating. Burial will be in the Muleshoe Memorial Park, and lunch will be served after the services for 50 members of the Redwine family in the First Baptist Church Fellowship Hall. Mildred Redwine died on Friday in Lubbock. She was born Mildred Donna Duncan on June the 29th, 1922 in Fort Sumner to Charles and Willie Bledsoe Duncan. Her father had homesteaded ranch land at Fort Sumner, New Mexico, where she grew up and attended school. She married Eugene Redwine in Fort Sumner on December the 24th, 1939, and this past Christmas Eve they celebrated 75 wonderful years of married life. A daughter, Donna Jean, now Donna Redwine Glover, the wife of Jerry Don Glover, who lived at the Lasbuddy community, was born. Donna was born in 1942. That same year, they moved from Fort Sumner to the Muleshoe area, and a son, Bobby Dean, was born in 1950, and he is Bobby Redwine, who still lives out in the Lasbuddy area. They lived at the same location until they moved in 2012 to the Running Water Draw Care Center in Olton. Mildred Redwine was a homemaker, a cook, and a seamstress. In her younger days, she belonged to the Home Demonstration Club and the Women's Missionary Union of the First Baptist Church, known as WMU. She volunteered as a helper for Muleshoe Meals on Wheels and the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. She was also a longtime member of the First Baptist Church of Muleshoe, where she taught Sunday school for 40 years and spent much of her time reading her Bible, preparing for Sunday school lessons. Above all, she was a loving example to her family of what a godly woman should be. Mildred Redwine was an inspiration to all. She was preceded in death by her parents, Charles Browning and Jessie Willie Bledsoe Duncan, her stepmother, Henrietta McCants Duncan, her sister, Willie Rose Duncan, her brother, Henry Newton Duncan, and a great-grandson, Jonathan Miller. Survivors of Mrs. Eugene Redwine Mildred are her husband, Eugene, of the Running Water Draw Care Center in Olton, her son, Bobby, and her daughter, Donna, and her husband, Jerry Don Glover, all of Lasbuddy. Her grandchildren are Susan Miller and her husband, Johnny, of New Braunfels, Sharon Williams and her husband, Chad, of Shreveport, Louisiana, Brian Glover and his wife, Shanna, of Lasbuddy, Jera Redwine of Houston, Bryce Redwine and his wife, Brittany, of Lubbock, Shanna Redwine of College Station, and Tobin Redwine and his wife, Shanna, of Montgomery, Texas. There are also 13 great-grandchildren and 4 great-great-grandchildren. The Redwine family asked that memorials be sent in memory of Mildred to the Onita Wagner Senior Citizen Center, Box 292, or the First Baptist Church of Muleshoe, 202 West Avenue E, and the zip code here in Muleshoe is 79347. Your online sympathy messages may be sent to ellisfuneralhomes.com. Please remember all of the family of Mildred Redwine in your prayers, especially her husband of 75 years, Eugene. Graveside funeral services were held Monday morning at 10 for Julia Rundell Hillock Simcox, 96 years of age, of Salida, Colorado. She was the mother of Janice Snell of Muleshoe. The graveside services were held in the Muleshoe Memorial Park with Brother Jeff Kaufman, pastor of the Calvary Baptist Church of Muleshoe, officiating. Mrs. Simcox died on Thursday in Salida, Colorado, where she had moved to live near her daughter, Judy Murrah. She was born February 2nd, 1918, in Walnut Springs, Texas, to Willie Isaac and Addie Southall Rundell. She married Vernon Simcox in Texaco on December the 3rd, 1950. Mrs. Simcox lived in Farwell for 83 years prior to moving to Salida in 2007. Over the years, she was involved in the Oklahoma Lane Home Demonstration Club, the Farwell Study Club, and she was instrumental in constructing the gazebo in the Farwell City Park. In 1980, Julia Simcox was named Woman of the Year by the Farwell Chamber of Commerce at their banquet. She was a member of the First Baptist Church in Farwell. Julia Simcox was preceded in death by her first husband, Harold Hillock, her second husband, Vernon Simcox, her son, Roland Hillock, three sons-in-law, Terry Kane, Jean Snell, and Lee Hutchins, two daughters-in-law, Kay and Marcy Hillock, two grandsons, Rusty and Jimmy Kane, one great-granddaughter, Tessa Marie Lorenz, and four brothers, Travis, L.D., Cecil, and Weldon Rundell, and two sisters, Annabelle Hillock and Willie Dosher. Survivors are her daughters, Janice Snell of Muleshoe, Judy Murrah and her husband Millard of Salida, Colorado, Gloria Hutchins of Clovis, and Susan France of Albuquerque. Her two sons are Stephen Hillock and his wife Mary Lou of Coleman, and James Simcox and his wife Mona Gale of San Antonio. Also surviving is a brother, Robert Rundell of Houston, a sister, Rita Dollar of Graham, 32 grandchildren, and numerous great and great-great-grandchildren as well. The Simcox family asks that memorials be sent to the charity of your choice, and online condolences may be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. Please remember all of the family of Julia Simcox, 96, of Salida, Colorado, formerly of the Farwell area, in your prayers. She was the mother of Janice Snell of Muleshoe. Funeral services for Luke Templeton, 33, of Asher, Oklahoma, formerly of the Muleshoe area, will be held at 2 Tuesday afternoon at the Spring Lake Baptist Church, with Steve Friska of the Muleshoe Cowboy Fellowship officiating. Luke Templeton died last Tuesday evening, January the 13th at 6:30 in a traffic accident on I-40 in Oklahoma City. He was born November the 5th, 1981, Lucas Gene Templeton in Littlefield to Donald and Susan Clayton Templeton. Luke graduated from Spring Lake Earth High School in 2000 and married the love of his life, his rock, and his best friend, Casey Lynn Whittle, in Amarillo on June the 11th, 2005. They spent the first 10 years of their married life in Texas, farming and ranching in the Muleshoe area. They were blessed with two beautiful daughters, Delaney and McKenna. Luke's passion for horses, cattle, and the outdoors led him and his family to Oklahoma, where they were blessed with two little cowboys, Hayes and Ryder. Growing up, he was a member of the First Baptist Church in Earth. When he moved to the Muleshoe area, Luke Templeton attended the Cowboy Fellowship here in Muleshoe. The cowboy life and being a family man went hand in hand. He enjoyed fishing with his children, spending time with his family, and loving his wife. Survivors include his wife, Casey, of the home in Asher, Oklahoma, his two sons, Hayes and Ryder, and two daughters, Delaney and McKenna, all of the home. His parents, Donald and Susan Templeton of Earth, his grandparents, Helen Templeton of Earth, and Donnie and Marie Clayton of Spring Lake. Two sisters, Sarah Beerwinkle of Earth, her children, Sailor, Slade, Sloan, and Sage, and Morgan Mackey and her husband Dustin of Spearman, and their children, Candace, Kaysen, and Cash, and two brothers, James Templeton and his wife Lee of Hereford, and J.R. Campus of Lubbock. The family of Luke Templeton asked that memorials be sent to the Templeton Trust Funds at the Muleshoe State Bank. And it will be Casey Templeton and Children Benefit Fund, and the address is Post Office Box 1010 here in Muleshoe, and that's 79347. Make your checks payable to Casey, K-A-C-I-E, Templeton. Money orders, cashier checks, personal checks, and wires will be accepted. Just call the Muleshoe State Bank for wiring instructions at 806-272-4561, or you can send it to the First United Bank in Earth. Online sympathy messages for Casey and her family can be sent to ellisfuneralhomes.com. And repeating, Luke Templeton was 33 years of age when he died on January the 13th in a traffic wreck on I-40 in Oklahoma City. And the funeral services will be Tuesday afternoon at 2 at the Spring Lake Baptist Church with Steve Friskup of Muleshoe Cowboy Fellowship officiating, and under the direction of Parsons Ellis Funeral Home of Earth. Please remember all of the Templeton family in your prayers. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in a moment.
And this edition of the Muletrain News is brought to you today by the First Bank, where they are proud to announce the First Bank online, www.fbmuleshoe.com. Transfer funds easily between accounts, make loan payments, view current and previous statement activity, pay bills online with Bill Pay, Banking anytime with 24/7 access. Caller, come by the First Bank today, 202 South 1st Street, 806-272-4515. That's the First Bank announcing. First Bank online, www.fbmuleshoe.com. The First Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Chips are delicious. Have you been wasting time looking for a good meal? Well, go to Leal's Mexican Restaurant in Muleshoe at 1010 West American Boulevard and try the Irma's Special. If you are under 12, try the grilled cheese. You know Leal's in Muleshoe is the original Leal's Mexican restaurant. I highly recommend it. 5 generations of our family have eaten at Leal's. What did you say, Isla? Chips are delicious.
Carrie Mendoza, a Muleshoe High School student, daughter of Jamie and Joanne Mendoza, has been named to a prestigious group of varsity choir members. Carrie Mendoza, for the second consecutive year, has been named to perform with the Texas All-State Choir in San Antonio. The performance will be on Valentine's Day, Saturday, February 14th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center as part of the 2015 Texas Music Educators Association Clinic and Convention. Carrie Mendoza, a varsity Muleshoe High School choir member, was chosen for this prestigious honor through a competitive process held this year across the state at district, region, and area levels. She is a voice student of Nicole Flores and sings at Muleshoe High School under the direction of Larissa Mason. Mrs. Mason is a member of the Texas Music Educators Association and 11,000 plus member organization headquartered in Austin. Congratulations to you, Carrie Mendoza of Muleshoe High School. High school students selected to perform in the all-state concerts have competed through several levels of auditions beginning in the fall of 2014 to qualify at the state level. All-state is the highest honor a Texas music student can receive. Over 1,600 students are selected through a process that begins with 60,000 students from around our large state of Texas vying for this honor to perform in one of the 15 ensembles, including band, orchestras, and choirs. Isn't that fantastic? The second consecutive year for Carrie Mendoza to perform with the prestigious Texas All-State Choir. And she is the daughter of the proud Jamie and Joanne Mendoza. Well, talking about proud, not only are Mike and Marilyn Riley and Claude and Evelyn Riley proud, but we all are proud of not only Carrie Mendoza, but also Lincoln Riley, a 2001 Muleshoe High School graduate. The Oklahoma Sooners hired East Carolina's coach, Lincoln Riley, for their offensive coordinator at OU. Bob Stoops' staff announced that last week. And we have a press conference where Bob Stoops, the head coach of the Sooners, makes the announcement. Let's listen together.
So here I'll open it up to Lincoln, and Lincoln, you could maybe make a statement or talk a little bit, have a few remarks, and then you guys can fire away at Lincoln. He's going to take the shots here today.
It's absolutely an honor to be here. A little surreal. walking into this environment, into this program. Something that I've, wanted for a long time. Something that my wife and I have been very, very picky about over the last few years as we've, been blessed to have some opportunities. So, we were looking for a lot of specific things ourselves. Just like Coach said, we were looking for first working for a great person. I've been able to have that with Ruffin McNeil the last several years at East Carolina, and I know, what I'm getting into here at Oklahoma working, for Coach Stoops is honestly hard to imagine. Coming to a program like this, coming to a place that's very committed to what we're going to be doing offensively, were things that were very, very important to me. And having a chance to get back a little bit closer to home is a nice bonus too. So it's been a great ride. Things have happened for me quickly. I know I've worked hard, but I've also been very, very fortunate to work for some great people, to learn from some great people, to be in the right place at the right time. Things have just kind of timed out for me. So I'm very, very humbled, very, very thankful, very, very excited to get to work here, and just can't wait to get started.
Questions for Coach Riley. Lincoln, welcome to Oklahoma, first of all.
Thank you.
And, could you talk about it, following your career at East Carolina, it looked like you did always take advantage of the personnel you had. And you had stats for running whatever personnel you had.
Right.
So could you talk about that philosophy and how you do that within your offensive system and how you can take advantage of that?
Yeah, I think that's one of the beautiful things of this offense is that it can become whatever we need it to become. We'll go recruit certain players for certain positions, certainly, and look at different skill sets. But at the same time, I don't think that we need a lot of specific things to make it work. That's growing up and learning this from Mike Leach and Dana Holgerson and all those guys that I was able to work with, at Texas Tech as I was learning. The one thing I always appreciated was how open-minded they were, and I think sometimes coaches can be a little too rigid on what they're looking for, and then I think that can limit you because if the personnel doesn't fit exactly what you're looking for, you've got a little bit of a disconnect there. I love the personnel that we have here from what I've been able to see early. I know we've got a lot of good players, and we're going to continue to bring in a lot of really good players, and we're going to take a lot of pride in doing what our guys do well, making sure that our best players touch the ball and that we put our guys in position to make as many plays as they can.
We are going to be playing on Tuesday in our rotation on our Reach Broadband Channel 6 as well as on our Facebook / Gilliam and our Twitter of Channel 6. The 2000 Forney Muleshoe Mules state semifinal football game from the Metroplex when the Mules played Forney in the Cowboy Stadium there. Now, at that time, our Muleshoe Mule, Lincoln Riley, was the quarterback for the team. Now, that's nothing new. You've heard it before, but I'm going to tell you again. He's a third-generation Muleshoe High School quarterback in his family. His grandfather started the tradition as a Muleshoe High School Yellow Jacket, Claude Riley, and Claude and his wife Evelyn still live right here in Muleshoe today. And his father, Mike Riley, continued that tradition in the Riley family. And now, of course, came Lincoln. And then his brother also. But we want you to remember back to 2000 when Muleshoe played Forney in the state semifinal. That'll be tomorrow. Of course, Lincoln is the son of Mike and Marilyn Riley of Muleshoe and the grandson of Claude and Evelyn Riley, also of Muleshoe. It's time now for the weather forecast for Muleshoe, Sudan, Amherst, Earth, and our entire area. Brought to you through the courtesy of 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications. The high in Muleshoe on Sunday was 67 and the low was 24. A beautiful Sunday. And On Monday morning at about 8 o'clock, the temperature was 25 degrees.
Faster internet speeds at the same price through 5-area telephone. If you're at 384K, you now have 768K. 1 meg is now 2 meg, and 3 meg is now 4 meg. If you're in town on the fiber network, there are higher upload speeds available now. Call for more information, 806-272-5533. That's faster internet speeds at the same price through 5-area telephone. Looking at our weather forecast for this Monday, Martin Luther King Day, here in the Muleshoe area, sunny with a high near 69 degrees. North winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming southwest this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight with a low around 29. South-southwest winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, mostly sunny for the Muleshoe area, high near 55 degrees. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, becoming northeast later Tuesday afternoon. Then mostly cloudy. Tuesday night, low around 30. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high near 43 degrees. Then Wednesday night, a 40% chance of snow. Cloudy with a low around 27 degrees Wednesday. Overnight, Thursday, a 30% chance of snow, mostly cloudy with a high only around 39 degrees. Partly cloudy Thursday night, low around 25. Sunny on Friday, high near 51. Mostly clear Friday night, low around 26. So we'll have a little bit of a cold snap starting on Wednesday. Nice weather before then and after, but a 40% chance of snow Wednesday night and a 30% chance of snow Thursday during the morning. 5-area telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast.
Well, it was very hard for me to say that Jack didn't read the temperature this morning at 7 o'clock. I did read it a little bit after that, more around 8 or 8:15. But we want to thank you, our friends and our listeners, our viewers, for your kind words. Most of all, your prayers during the last several weeks of Jack's life and then his death. We have just been absolutely floored about the outpouring of your sympathy messages and acts of kindness to me and our family. There was one thing that happened on Sunday in the Clovis News Journal that I think Jack might have been a little bit embarrassed about, and that was a story on the front page of the Clovis News Journal written by Kevin Wilson, and written very nicely too, Kevin. It is in tribute. Electrician was backbone of Channel 6, and that's putting it very mildly. And Jack, of course, will be missed, not today, not tomorrow, but always. You can read that story if you didn't get the paper, and it is online on our Twitter and our Facebook /Gil-Lamb, as well as cnjonline.com. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just one moment. Please stay tuned.
Muleshoe ISD is accepting applications now for a maintenance position. You can apply online at www.muleshoeisd.net or by picking up an application at the MISD Administration Office, 514 West Avenue G, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you need more information, you can contact Sam Whalen about this maintenance position, 806-272-7330. They're also accepting applications for a bus driver. Apply online, again, at muleshoeisd.net or pick up an application at 514 West Avenue G. Call for more information. R.L. Richards about the bus driver position, 806-272-7400. Muleshoe Independent School District is an equal opportunity employer. The Parkview Nursing Care Center needs to hire an activities assistant to work part-time on weekends and other special occasions. Contact the activity director, Janice Morrison, today at Parkview Nursing Care Center by calling 806-272-7500. 7-8, the Parkview Nursing Care Center is overlooking our new city park at 1100 West Avenue J. Again, they need to hire an activities assistant to work part-time, weekends, and other special occasions. Contact Janice Morrison, the activity director, 806-272-7578. The Parkview Nursing Care Center is here in Muleshoe overlooking our new city park at 1100 West Avenue J.
In sports, the Watson Junior High School Mules will be playing at Freona starting at 5 on Monday evening. And then the freshman Mules will play at 7:30 in Freona tonight on Monday. The Lady Mules of Watson Junior High will host Freona here in Muleshoe in the new gym, and their first game is at 5. Then the freshman Lady Mules will play at 7:30 here at Muleshoe High School, Freona. In last Friday's scores, the varsity Mules beat Littlefield 59-43. And then in the Lady Mules game, Littlefield 44 and Lady Mules 35. In the JV games, the girls, Littlefield 38 and Muleshoe 31, and Littlefield 34 in the boys JV game, and the Mules 22. And other area scores, Tahoka beat Sudan boys 73-67. Spring Lake Earth boys won 29-20 over Nazareth. Farwell 56, Claude 29, Freona 41, but Dimmitt Bobcats 49. Seagraves 78, Martin 55. In girls' games in the area, Sudan Nets 46, Tahoka Lady Bulldogs 43, Farwell 43, and Claude 42 in a close one. 71, Dimmitt Bobbies and Freona Squaws 33. Hart 57, Amherst 43, Lasbuddy 43, Crest 29 in girls' games. Now, we are going to try to the best of our ability to pick up some basketball games as soon as we are able. But you have to realize that our staff is composed of now Gil Robert and myself, and so we are more than short-handed because Jack did all of our selling, and so please be patient with us. But we will be filming highlights of this coming Friday's Bailey County Junior Livestock Show, and Robert Johnson is selling that now for us in the absence of Jack Reynolds. Thank you, Robert, for your assistance. And this is the new schedule for the Bailey County Junior Livestock Show at the Civic Center here in Muleshoe on Friday. The beef cattle will be judged at 8:30, followed by the dairy cattle, and then lunch. Then the swine judging will start at 12:30 Friday afternoon, followed by the sheep, the goat, and the rabbits. And we will show highlights of that judging. There will be no school in Muleshoe on Friday due to the livestock show here. In our bargain basement, we have lost a beautiful yellow cat. She's a female, and she strayed Friday from 621 West Avenue G, Wanda Dudley's home. Her name is Brown Eyes. If you have seen this beautiful yellow cat, please call 806-272-4026. Wanda would like very much to get her back. She's a female. She's yellow and strayed Friday from 621 West Avenue G. Her name is Brown Eyes. Call 806-272-4026. Well, here we are already in the middle of January. The new employee at the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center, Rhonda King, says, and the ladies have been working hard taking down all the Christmas decorations. There were businesses, organizations, and individuals who brought goodies to the Senior Citizens Center during the holidays, and they're grateful to all of you. They appreciate the friends of the Senior Center. Also, you're invited to come and visit the library at the center. They have lots of books, including many large print. Seniors can take them home to read them there, or bring your own book and just sit in their cozy, comfortable nook. They will have their annual bunko on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, and then on Thursday afternoon, they will play bingo after lunch at 1:30. And please bring a food item, non-perishable, to donate to the Bailey County Food Pantry to bingo on Thursday afternoon. At 11:30 every day, they serve a nutritious meal to senior citizens for a donation of $3 for 60 and above. Guests are $5. They have several different pieces of exercise equipment that all senior citizens are welcome to use, or if you prefer, you can walk around their heated facility. Walking 14 rounds inside the building at the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center at Main and Avenue D is equivalent to a mile, Rhonda King says. So you can work on that New Year's resolution of getting healthier. And this week, the menus are, on Monday, they're serving at lunch taco pie, salad topping, pinto beans, chuck wagon corn, peanut butter cups, and tortilla with your choice of drink each day. Tuesday, chicken teriyaki with rice, stir-fry vegetables, green peas, peaches, sweet potato pie, and wheat bread. Wednesday, grilled steak, mashed sweet potatoes, green beans, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, cornbread, tropical fruit salad. Thursday, vegetable beef stew, zucchini, squash, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, whole wheat dinner rolls, and apricots. Friday, fish strips or chicken strips, beans, green peas, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, whole wheat rolls, tropical fruit mix, and your choice of milk, tea, or water to drink. On our prayer list is Bobby Blackburn of Shallowater, formerly of Lesbody. He had surgery at UMC 2 weeks ago. He also had 2 stents put in, so we need to remember Bobby Blackburn, who lives in Shallowater now, but is formerly from Lesbody, and his wife, Jane Bryant Blackburn, formerly of Muleshoe, in your prayers. Robert Johnson and his wife Ann and their family, he will have surgery at Grace Hospital in Lubbock at 50th and University on Thursday. Buck Johnson, who is home, and remember Buck and Carolyn Johnson, Mrs. Epifanio Hernandez, who is home from Covenant Medical Center, J.C. Joy Nichols and her family, Ulita Stockard of Abilene, Farmer, Leah of Muleshoe, the mother of Ricky Warren of Muleshoe. Ulita Stockard is in rehab in Dallas and is not doing well, we are told by her daughter, Ricky Warren, here in Muleshoe. Irma Lee Al had successful cataract surgery in Lubbock earlier last week. She's now at home. And remember Kirby and Mary Janice Brantley in your prayers. The family of Jean Henry, 84 of Leveland, formerly of Muleshoe, and the family of Ruth Barnett, 98 of Muleshoe. She was the mother of Terry Bowler of Muleshoe, and she was formerly from Hale Center. The family of Mary Lena Maxwell, 91 of Sudan, whose funeral was held January the 5th in the Sudan Church of Christ. She was the mother of Freddie Maxwell of Sudan, and Sherilyn Drum of Garland, and Wanda Testerman of Sudan. Of course, she also is the mother-in-law of Pam Maxwell of Sudan. Please remember this family in your prayers. And also the family of Jimmy Clyde Holt, who died on December the 29th. He lived here in Muleshoe. Well, it's just about time for us to go now on the Muletrain News. So get up there, Little Red. Come on, Corina, Hiya, Arbutus, Underlay, Monkey Paw, Julia Gray, Isla, and Olay.
Muletrain, ha ha. Muletrain, clippity clopping over hill and plain. Seems as how they never stop. Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clippity clippity.
And this edition of the Muletrain News is brought to you today by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Also, we want to add into the Lincoln Riley story last week late. We read, coming out of East Carolina University, that Lincoln's brother, Garrett Riley, who'd been there on the staff at East Carolina, will be promoted to a full-time assistant job and coach the receivers with East Carolina University Pirates. So congratulations to Garrett Riley, Lincoln's little brother that was on the staff at East Carolina and will be promoted to coach the receivers with the Pirates.
This is Tumbleweed Smith, a visit with a 9-year-old rodeo competitor. In a moment on The Sound of Texas.
And The Sounds of Texas are brought to you here on Reach Broadband Channel 6 as well as MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association with offices in Muleshoe as well as in Morton. They're celebrating 75 years of rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area. The board of directors, the manager, CEO David Markle, all the employees, and they hope that you enjoy The Sounds of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
Lauren Cox lives on a ranch near Millet, not far from Cotulla.
It's fun. You don't have to be where a lot of cars are and everything, but it's real cool.
She has been riding horses for a long time.
Well, ever since I came home from the hospital.
She started competing in rodeo events when she was 5 years old.
Barrel racing and pole bending and goat slapping.
Now, what is goat slapping?
Well, you run down there and they have a goat tied onto a stake, and then you have to run after the goat and then you slap it. This year I'm going to be tying a goat. You have to learn how to tie, and you gotta, run down there faster and do everything faster.
She learned many of her rodeo skills from her parents, who both compete in rodeos. Lauren attends school in Dilley.
One thing that our school likes to do is play soccer and football. And usually the girls play soccer and football to entertain them, so we like it a lot.
She is a dancer.
Well, I started out in ballet and tap, and last year I learned jazz, and this year I wanted to take a break on it and, get more involved with rodeoing instead of dancing. I'm playing the guitar right now. I have guitar lessons every Monday after school. I'm doing very well.
She travels all over the state competing in rodeos.
Most of the rodeos, they're mostly here in Cotulla. I've won 8 buckles here in Cotulla.
At the age of 9, she has won 3 saddles.
And that was last year at July. barrel racing, and sometimes it's like the all-around, which you participated in all the events, and you had the lowest time, which that's good. They add up your points, and the highest points, you either win a buckle or a gift certificate, and you get to buy boots.
She has a 2-year-old brother.
He's riding pretty good.
9-year-old Lauren Cox of Millet. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.
It is time now for the market report, brought to you today by Stephen Dement, financial advisor with Edward Jones, located right here in Muleshoe at 104 West 2nd Street. Call 806-272-4102. Speak with Stephen, branch office administrator Dana Rempe, or part-time BOA Kenitha Foster. The market report was recorded this Monday, January the 19th, 2015 at 11:45 a.m. U.S. stocks were up to end the week on Friday as energy shares moved higher with the price of oil along with positive economic data. The International Energy Agency lowered forecasts for supplies outside of OPEC and said prices could recover, helping cut oil's eighth weekly decline. In economic news, the cost of living dropped in December by the most in 6 years, while a separate report showed consumer confidence rose in January to the highest level in 11 years. U.S. bond prices were lower on Friday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 226 points, or 1.3% for last week. Looking at the S&P 500, the best performing sector on Friday was energy. The worst performing sector was industrials. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 190.86 to 17,511.57. The S&P's 500 index was up 26.75 on Friday to 2,019.42. The Nasdaq Composite Index was up 63.56 to 4,634.38, and volume on the New York Stock Exchange was moderate with 974.63 million shares traded. Advancers outnumbered decliners on Friday by roughly 6-1 margin. In commodity markets, the spot price of gold rose $12.92 to $1,275.65. The spot price of silver rose 76 cents to $17.71. And crude oil prices rose $2.25 to $48.50. In the bond market, the 30-year Treasury yield closed on Friday 2.45%, and the 10-year Treasury yield finished 1.83%. In some stocks of area interest, Bank of America Corporation today on Monday around noon is up 0.18 to 15.38. AT&T Incorporated is up 0.54 to 33.80. J.P. Morgan Chase & Company is up 0.94 to 55.93. Pfizer Incorporated is up 0.40 to 32.80. And Wells Fargo Company is up 0.92 to 51.64. As of Monday, around noon, the New York Stock Exchange Composite Index is up 145.72 to 10,660.32. The NASDAQ Composite is up 0.63.56 to 4,634.38. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 190.86 to 17,511.57. The market report has been brought to you today by Stephen Dement, financial advisor right here in Muleshoe with Edward Jones, 104 West 2nd Street, member SIPC. Call 806-272-4102. Stephen can assist you with any of your financial needs no matter where you live.